High Five Habit is a book written by Mel Robbins that is designed to help people achieve their goals and dreams. The High Five Habit is a proven method for reprogramming your subconscious habits. You'll learn the fundamentals of positive thinking and discover how to get rid of negative thought patterns and replace them with new positive ones. You'll also learn how to be more confident, more assertive, more loving, more appreciative, more successful, and more satisfied. The book does not have a specific audience, as everyone can benefit from learning how to be their own cheerleader and turn negatives into positives. With an open mind, anyone can learn to practice the High Five Habit and see positive changes in many areas of their life. Mel Robbins is a lawyer and motivational speaker who is best known for her book, The 5-Second Rule. She has lived in many different places with her husband and son and currently resides in U.S. Vermont. You may have seen her on different TV shows. She also created the #1 podcast on Audible, Start Here, Pep Talks for Life. The book begins with a description of how Robbins discovered the High Five Habit. Mel Robbins used to spend her mornings in front of the mirror, picking at her body and finding fault in it. She didn't like dark circles under her eyes, a pointy chin, and saggy skin on her stomach. Each morning she was overwhelmed with all of the things she needed to do and felt like she was failing at all of them. She was also feeling guilty for being too tired to work out or take a walk with the dog. All of these negative thoughts only made her feel worse about herself. One day, something unexpected happened that changed everything. Mel Robbins saw herself in the mirror, and for a reason unknown to her, she lifted her hand to her reflection in a sort of salute that turned into a simple high five. She told herself what she needed to hear in order to feel better. When she reached her reflection, she felt her spirit lift a bit. Robbins realized that she was not alone because she had herself. It was a simple act of self-kindness and something Robbins needed and deserved. The next morning, the same problems were present, but Robbins gave herself a high five again, staring at her reflection. By the third morning, Robbins got up, looking forward to giving herself a high five. It was like seeing a friend and gave her energy for the day.
So tomorrow morning, you have a choice when you look in the mirror. You can either wallow in your troubles or take a moment to encourage yourself with High Five Habit.
The act of giving someone a high five can improve team performance. Research has shown that when people give each other high fives, it ignites confidence and motivates positive change better than verbal affirmation alone. Researchers found that the high fives did the best when children split into groups, each given a different motivational form, praise for a trait, credit for effort, or a high five. Those praised on a trait did okay, and those praised for effort had greater enjoyment and persistence. Still, those who got a simple high five felt the most positive and persisted on the most lengthy task. Researchers concluded that a high five is a shared celebration, which helps to foster a sense of group identity and camaraderie. Scientists say that doing a high five, or any other physical movement, that disrupts your regular activity can alter your brain chemistry and emotional state. When you do a high five in a place, you don't expect to be doing it. Your brain will start to associate that physical activity with the positive emotions you feel when you do it. As a result, your usual morning routine will become something more positive and productive.
However, while the book will provide us with the tools to foster self-acceptance, it is not meant to fix our lives. Wishing challenges out of existence is impossible, nor can positive thinking alone help us overcome the unfairness that comes with life. But using the High Five Habit, we might have a fighting chance of building a positive relationship with ourselves and celebrating even the smallest achievements.
Robbins had a difficult time in law school, during which she struggled to keep up and felt alone. She was in survival mode, which led to a downward spiral. She hit rock bottom when she disappeared after lying to an attorney general about a research project and when she cheated on her boyfriend. Robbins admits that she was stuck in a shame cycle. She felt anxiety and self-doubt when given great opportunities. This led to her quitting 2 jobs. She felt like a failure after her experiences. But if she can change, anyone can. Mel Robbins' self-destructive behaviors were rooted in her habits, which caused her to doubt herself. She eventually found a way to break out of these patterns with the help of therapy and learned that being kind and supportive to herself was the key to overcoming her self-destructive behaviors. How often do you find yourself stuck in the past? Is it hard to look at your past self and see yourself as anything other than a failure? How often have you tried to change your ways only to fail again? Robbins compares the removal of negative thoughts to cleaning the lint trap for the dryer. Negative thoughts can be like lint that accumulates in mind and clogs our ability to celebrate ourselves. If the lint trap is full, you can't put the clothes in the dryer, or the clothes will get stuck and ruined. Similarly, the brain has a filter called the reticular activating system, RAS, which blocks negative experiences. However, it becomes difficult to move on from the past when this filter is clogged with thoughts, past experiences, and beliefs. You find yourself stuck in a loop of self-deprecation and negative thoughts. These thoughts are so powerful that they can actually cause depression. Just as it's crucial to clean the lint trap on the dryer, removing negative thoughts is essential to make way for positive ones.
Negative thoughts about yourself can be harmful and lead to a negative spiral of thoughts. The steps are relatively straightforward. Identify the negative thought, challenge it, and reframe it.
Mel Robbins' daughter was skeptical that a self-high five would help her stop thinking she was a bad person. Robbins gave her daughter an example of how she sees herself can affect what she sees. When you pick a new car, a specific color and type, it's common to start seeing the same car everywhere, even if you had never noticed it before. When you focus on something, the reticular activating system will filter relevant information to get through to your conscious mind. To teach her daughter how this worked, she told her to look for heart shapes that are naturally occurring every day. She explained that when we find these shapes, we should think about how much love is in the world. This exercise will help remind us that even though bad things happen, there is still a lot of love in the world.
Self-criticism can be a major barrier to progress. It's essential to forgive yourself for past mistakes and focus on moving forward. The next time you find yourself engaging in destructive self-talk, try replacing it with a more positive statement. For example, if you're beating yourself up for eating junk food, try telling yourself, "I'm human and I make mistakes sometimes. I'll eat healthy tomorrow." By practicing self-compassion, you'll be more likely to stick to your goal.
Robbins talks about how jealousy has always been a problem, and she recalls a time when her jealousy caused her to act out. For example, she became outraged and frustrated when a friend bought a new house that was much nicer than theirs. Robbins was so jealous that she wanted to explode, but instead, she took it out on her husband. She believed that if someone else had what she wanted, she could never have it. Unfortunately, Robbins had not yet learned to use jealousy to her advantage.
Stop seeing yourself as a loser and start seeing yourself as someone paving the way for success. Realize that the other individuals you are envious of have not beaten you. They have just created an opportunity for you to follow in their footsteps.
Robbins tells a story of how her father, who enjoys buying and restoring antique pool tables, gifted her a restored Brunswick pool table built in the 1870s. The table was too large to fit in their house, so it stayed in her parents' basement. As Robbins' business started to thrive, they built a garage with a playroom, but the pool table took up half the space. She didn't want to disappoint her dad, and she felt guilty about putting her own needs before his, so she didn't move it. Robbins says people-pleasing can be a good thing if that is what you want to do, but it becomes a problem when you start betraying your own needs for fear of others being upset. Robbins tells about people who are quick to apologize for things they don't even need to apologize for.
Sorry.
They apologize for having to wait in line, for being late, for not having the right answer, for being too busy, and on and on. When you're around these types of people, it's easy to get frustrated and annoyed because you know they don't mean to be rude. It's easier to be understanding and forgiving when you show your appreciation rather than trying to figure out how to say you're sorry.
Guilt can be a very strong feeling, and people pleasers often feel it. They may think they're being nice by apologizing all the time, but in reality, they're just being manipulative. It's perfectly safe and healthy to put yourself first and meet your needs. Saying "thank you" is a great way to communicate to the world that you don't feel guilty for having needs. It also shows your appreciation for the people who won't meet those needs. It can be challenging to feel positive when constantly apologizing for your existence. However, gratitude and high fives go hand in hand.
Further, Mel Robbins, in her book, emphasizes the importance of taking action and highlights the dangers of inaction and procrastination. She tells the story of Eduardo, whom Robbins met on an Uber ride. He has a big dream of becoming a famous actor, but he is putting it off because he thinks he is not quite ready. However, by focusing on perfectionism and procrastination, he is only delaying his dream and will never achieve it. Robbins encourages him to take small steps instead of waiting for the perfect moment. Robbins believes that your dreams are not out of reach if you break them down into smaller goals.
Once you have taken some action, it is important to celebrate the small steps to motivate you to keep going. Procrastination and perfectionism are just ways of defending ourselves from fear, but they only hold us back even further. By using deadlines as a form of motivation, we can push past our fears and start creating opportunities for ourselves.
The science of manifesting confidence and visualization can help change your areas. The act of visualization makes it easier to focus on your goals and aspirations by changing your brain's tendency to notice opportunities that fit the mental image you just generated. The key to creating a powerful visualization is to begin by choosing a goal you are committed to achieving. Then, take the time to get into the specifics of how you want to accomplish that goal. Think about the process in terms of steps. It's not just about dreaming up a fantasy. It's about taking concrete, actionable steps toward your goal. Once you have done that, sit down and write out precisely what you will do when you reach your goal. You can even use the same process to set up a goal for next year. Then set a specific date to achieve that goal. If you stick with this process, you can make your dreams come true.
According to Mel Robbins, your life is teaching you something. You can use that lesson in many ways, and it will affect your life in many different ways. Keep your mind open and your filter clear. Dreams don't disappear. They were designed for you, and you were born with them. So you should stop fleeing and start leaning toward them. It would be best if you believed that you could high-five your way to your dream, no matter where it is in your life. If you want to be satisfied and more successful, you need to eliminate old, limiting beliefs and replace them with new, empowering beliefs. To do this, you need to understand your subconscious mind, and that's what the high-five habit will help you do.